Hello everyone. Please confirm if I'm clearly audible. Okay, seems like it. And the screen visible? Readable? Okay, sounds good. Okay, let's begin. Yesterday I left you with some questions of which contains a part of your querying functions. So, how did you fare? Yesterday we started off with the actual part of SQL which you are interested in, querying the right data. Mm-hmm. Not audible. Anubhav, maybe problem at your end. Very fine. So many of you are responding that you are done with this. Those who are not done with it, well, it's okay. But what is the problem you faced? Those who could not do it, or you did not even try it. Just be honest. Tell me honestly. Is it so? Well, most of you are responding that you are done with this. So I am taking that. Those who could not do it, just drop me. Somebody can please drop me the question, first question, which I gave you for your practice. It should have been question number 8, I think. Okay, thanks. The question was retrieve all the details of projects that are based out at Houston or belong to Department 4. So that was pretty simple. Somebody? I'm taking one of yours. So it has nothing to do with me, and it is good to see that you are coming up in prayer. You are picking up right practices. If I were doing it, I would do it exactly this way. How uh, this is, I think, I have taken from Rehan. Select the select clause complete because I needed to retrieve all the details from which table. Now, which table has these details? I think it is project table, which will give me the project location and the department who governs this project. Where P location, okay. One more thing I would like to emphasize that see space, blank spaces. SQL doesn't mind blank spaces. It is just that you can give certain spaces to keep your code neat and clean. So the project location is Houston and department number is 4. There is OR condition, so the keyword is OR. Okay, so that was pretty straightforward. Next question, somebody can please give me.
Hello. Hello, excuse me.
Yeah, yes, Jagadish.
Check. So in the question, they mentioned that are based out at Horse Furnace. Actually, based out means out of Horse Furnace.
Based out at, yeah, based out means location basically they are asking.
Actually, based in means in the place, but based out means out of Furnace. For that reason, we will get a not equal to Houston and belongs
Okay.
to stuff.
Okay, maybe you are tricked by tricked by American vocabulary. Actually, it should have been which are based at Houston or Stafford, kind of thing. But this is the way
Yes,
US people talk, that
yeah.
based out at
Yes,
or
sir.
something like that. So it is actually they are asking which projects are there at Houston and Stafford locations.
Okay, sir. If it is based out means it is not equal to these locations.
No, it was meant to find out which are based at Houston and Stafford. So it is not the case of
Okay,
not operator for now.
okay, sir. Okay, sir. I will change the question.
Okay, most of you have done it with the way it is written here. Jyoti has done it in okay. Jyoti has played a trick. That's also very good. And I am coming to it, Jyoti. Which one is better? You can be the judge of that. I'm showing you both the things. See, this one is pretty straightforward. Most of you have done it this way. Select all from project table. Now, where the condition is, what the condition is? P location can either be Houston or P location can be Stafford. This was the question. I needed to fetch the records where project is based at Houston or Stafford. Location is Houston or Stafford. So this works just fine. Will fetch me only the projects which are either based at Houston or Stafford. There is another way of doing this is which is done by Nikhil and Jyoti, and it is given like this. Select from project where and in where we are mentioned the condition, but this time the condition we are mentioning it like p location, and we are using in keyword here. What is in keyword? It gives me location. I have mentioned that as a set of values. Right? So it will test that whether this p location is in this set of values. That's kind of, you can just take it literally. It is checking that yes or no. The same thing is written here. I try to check where p location is in this set of values, Houston and Stafford. So if it is either one of them, then this condition will be true and data will be fetched. Otherwise, other data will be dropped. So same result. Now, which one is better? Let's see. Next question. Just next question is, what is the next question? What was the next question yesterday? The very next question is retrieve detail of projects which are not based at Houston. Which are not based at Houston or Stafford. Now think about it. Just check the data. Check that table. You had project table. Think about it. My question is, how will you write query for this? How have you written? Either you can do not equal to, which Abhimanyu has used, that is not equal to utility, or you will use, you see what your query wants. It wants Houston should not be there and Stafford should not be there. All others should be there. Now all others are Blair, Sugarland, and these are only two. So this time you can check where location is Blair or Sugarland. But what if this was a huge table and you have 40 locations? Out of these out of these 40, you want to leave Houston and Stafford, but rest 38 you want. So would you write it like, would you want to write it like this? Not exactly. You will not check which equal. So rather than checking which is equal to this, we will say what is not equal to this. So not operator is select asterisk from project where which condition is true, key location. So this is not operator exclamation mark. We are saying not equal to Houston and not equal to Stafford. Yes, these are the conditions you have. The P location cannot be Houston and P location cannot be Stafford. And let's check this out. What is it? What it is giving? Is it giving the right result? It is giving me only those results which are other than Houston and other than Stafford. There is a better way to do that, which is just above. You are checking with n operator. So here we are calling it, the keyword is just plain English. We are calling select asterisk from project where p location not in this set of values. Neither, Aditya, neither is not a keyword. You want to write plain English, sometimes SQL will allow, sometimes it will say Meri Marzi, not yours. Okay, so what we are saying, it depends on, it is all about keywords. So select a state from project where key location not in this set of values. Which set of values? Houston, comma, Stafford. So it will leave this set of values and choose all other locations. Same result. Now comes, which one do you want to choose? Would you give me a quick poll? Which one do you want to choose? This way, or you want to use in and not in? Actually, you should use this in and not in combinations. You realize the difference. One which is very simple, that they you it is looks better as a code, more intuitive. Second thing which takes us into some technical part is that these are faster. You are working on a database of this is not a database, this is dummy which we have created, this company DB. So when there are actual database of humongous amount of data, so when there are multiple conditions like this, it will test this condition, then that condition, and then there may be multiple conditions. So it will have to test all these conditions one by one. Whereas this in and not in utility, they can work parallelly on all the values in the given in here in this as a site. Okay, so they work faster. Fair, Jyoti. So that is the benefit, if you really ask me. Next question. What was that? Can somebody give me? Question 11. Query number 11. Okay, thanks. It's display the ESSN of employee who have worked and you have given. Okay. Where this and that. Okay. But did it work, Rehan? I don't think it working. I don't see it working. What is asked of you is display the ESSN of employee who have worked between 25 and 50 hours. Where this information is, you realize it is in works on table. Select ESSN from works on table. That's perfectly fine. Where the condition is hours should be greater than 25 and hours should be less than 50. And there are 4 people. Now, should it be less than and greater than, or should it be less than equal to, greater than equal to? What do you make out from this question? Minute difference. Very minute difference. If I choose it greater than equal to and less than equal to, let's see if it makes any difference. Actually, it is not making any difference. But what if it made the difference? Okay, Monarch, you are presenter now. Share screen. What is it that is troubling?
Hello.
Yes, Monarch.
Yes, so yes, sir. This is the error. It is showing unknown file encoding run script. I don't know what it is.
Where did you get this from? What were you running?
I don't know, sir. I just opened my SQL workbench and this happens.
Could you check the drop down? Can you choose it to UTF-8? Try it out.
Sorry.
There is a drop down. You can drop,
This
and there will be it will open a list. I think not here. Just a drop down arrow where it is UTF-32BE. The coding is given.
yes, sir.
Yeah. Can you see UTF-8?
This one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. Then go ahead. Yes.
Nothing. Plus, this is also fluctuating. See, limit to 1,000 rows.
That's okay. It is to be that. Open a new query tab. Let's see.
This one. It is also not opening. So none of it is responding now due to this error, unknown file encoding.
You cannot set it to UTF-8. Maybe show me the drop down.
Yes, sir.
What other option is there?
Which one to choose, sir?
Choose another version of UTF-8.
This MB4 one.
Yep. Try if it works.
What next?
Yeah. Yes, yes. Go ahead. Choose encoding.
Nothing.
None of that is working. Well, fine. Maybe check out your machine. If it is 64-bit, then you should choose 64-bit version. And it will do. The idea is to start saving your code. Don't leave it to that it will do everything. Just like now, how I don't know what glitched on Monarch's code, but it is not very rare. Understand this? These are open source tools. These are open source tools. You are not paying for it. When you are not paying for it, you don't get tech support. You are the tech support here. You and I. Okay. So let's not rely way too much on them. Yes, you can save SQL file too. That is not a problem. But I'm the idea is save in one way or the other. Save it. Don't leave it to fate. Jagdish, of course you can create a local instance. I don't want to go into these things. Don't you see people are already struggling with nitty-gritty things? I don't want to unnecessarily complicate uh, with a new technicality, for now at least. Okay, coming back. Our query was this can be done another way, which is somebody used it, the between clause. If you start typing between, it gives you auto suggestion. So you can use between clause also here to mention these kind of values. When your condition is like this on a continuous variable. Continuous variable, we talked about that at length. What are continuous variable? Which are essentially numbers, and as numbers they have meaning also. So in those cases you can use this kind of between clause also. Now there can be numbers which don't have any meaning as numbers. Yes or no? You will not want to see who are the people between these two SSN numbers. You will not want to see who are the people between these two mobile numbers. That doesn't make any sense. Yes or no? Realize that? Okay, again, there are two ways. You can use multiple conditions. As you know, recently we said multiple conditions may get tricky when it is a huge data. Tend to get slow. So these special keywords, these kind of clause work faster there. Next question. Was there any more question? Yes, I remember I gave some 5 questions I gave, right? Ah, here it is. Thanks. Thanks, Manohar. Thanks, Abhimanyu. Okay, this was a question and it came with a hint on purpose. What do you say? How you have done that? Guys, request you to correct your name. Somebody has came in with name caller 2. Please correct your name. Caller 2, please join in with your proper name. Governance, please dismiss caller 2. You realize the hint? What is the hint here and why it is here? Because there are many conditions which are intertwined. What about that? Again, I have taken this code from Jagdish because I did not see anybody else doing it. Manohar has done it, thankfully. Guys, I left you with a hint. There is a meaning to this. Now, these are conditions within conditions. I need this condition only when employees are male, and I want that condition only when employees are female. So that's where parentheses should be applied. You should not leave. Okay, you did not need to mention these in this kind of codes. Slant codes. You don't need to do that for variable names, but yes, parentheses. This is a good thing that you have used parentheses all in place. Okay, got everyone. Okay, okay, Monarch. Just in a moment. You're getting the idea. For now, just stick to my screen. Anubhav and Monarch. I'm coming to you next. But for now, you're getting the idea. One, if you keep it readable, it is only going to help you. That's one. One line for one clause. You clearly define what you want to select. You clearly define what is the table, and you clearly define what is your condition. Now, within condition, it is good to use parentheses. Without parentheses, your code may or may not work the way it should have been. The troubling part is you will not even know if your query is not making mistake. It is producing result. Well, it is producing result. You don't know whether the result is correct or not. This should have been the result. Now, I don't know who all of you are getting it.
Alok sir, I want to speak something. Abhimanyu this side.
Yes, Abhimanyu.
Sir, I wrote the formula in this way. I am just copying it in chat, so you can.
And drop it.
This way. But I am getting the same result, sir. So I don't find any
Coming on to
fault
it.
in my.
Coming on to it. I am not saying this should have been the result. You will wonder if you are getting this result, it is perfectly fine. You know, if I give you some other, okay, I will give you a question. If you do it with parentheses, I'll show you. You will get to know. If you do it with parentheses, you will get different result. If you do it without parentheses, you will get a wrong result. Your query will run. You will see the result, but result will be different. I will show you that.
Okay, sir.
So that was the idea of telling you that use parentheses when these kind of conditions come in. When there are dependent conditions.
Okay, sir.
Right, getting the gist.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. My doubt is clear.
Okay. Okay, fair enough. So sounds good. More or less, everybody has done this. Now there are I'll there are aggregate functions. They are also part of, in a way, they are also data query language. You can do a certain limited amount of analysis within SQL with help of the aggregate functions. Like we talked about earlier, analysis is always about numbers. You are analyzing numbers. What numbers? Maybe total of something, some, maybe average of something, that is AVG. Maybe count of something, so that's count. You are counting something, number of this. Maybe minimum or maybe maximum. What is minimum salary? What is maximum salary? Who is maximum? Who is minimum? Kind of these things. So by far, it is said in analysis that eventually, in 90% of cases, you are trying to find either one or two of these five values. So it is a popular, popular saying in analysis. And I think it is not exaggeration. यही तो होता है. Isn't it the same? Most of the times we are trying to find out either one of them. In this way or that way. So let's go ahead with let's try some aggregations. Let's try if we can. It is, okay, that should be question. So functions are always shown with parentheses, and within parentheses there can be your argument. Say I want to see total of marks. So it is sum in parentheses. Function will always be represented by parentheses. Again, something common to all programming languages. All the codes you will find that out. A function is always providing parentheses, and within parentheses there will be your argument. You want to see total of marks, you want to see average of sales, you want to see maybe count of SSN, how many people are there, you want to see minimum of salary, and so on. The question 13, it is there in the chat box. Jyoti, you are so quick that you have written the function name function name wrong. Sanyogita, think about it. Do I need all the records, or am I asked to do something? Shankar, total is not the key word for that. So these are these 5-6 things. These should be on the top of your head because they work all the same in all the coding languages. In mostly in all the analysis tools, you will find these keywords. Even in Excel. Yes, you have worked in Excel already. You have seen these. Yes or no? Even Excel works the same way. The function is sum, the function is average, the function is count, then there is parentheses, you give in the arguments. Maybe you must have dragged cells there, cell number, you must have given range of cells and this and that. So number 13, how you have done it? You have done it more or less. Select sum of salary from employee and parentheses close. And query terminates by semicolon. Okay. Somebody has done that. Okay. Jagdish has tried to make it a bit elegant by using alias. So what will be the result? Now, what will be the result? Think about it. Why we are calling them aggregate functions? They will aggregate and boil down to one single value. Their tendency will be always yes or no. You have seen what are they? Sum, count, average, min, max, median. Getting the gist? They will try to aggregate everything into one single value. So that's why we call them aggregate functions. The entire query boils down to one value. Very genuine question. How much money my employees are taking? Somebody is asking me that. How much I am paying every month? Okay. These are the keywords you already know. Sum, average, AVG stands for average, min max stands for maximum minimum, count is as good as it. So these are 5 aggregate functions. Could you give it a try? We have just checked total of salary. Could you try others for the salary column to find various aggregations of salary? Here it goes, here in the chat box. Please write 5 queries to try these different functions. Give it a try by yourself. You don't need to give it back in the chat box. You just, I want you to calculate by yourself. So try them out and you will find it something. Meanwhile, Anubhav, yeah, which machine is laptop? I see Anubhav and Anubhav Anand too.
Correct.
Which machine is laptop?
It's Anubhav Anand.
Okay. So you are presenter now, Anubhav, and share the screen. Whoa. Phew. Okay. Meanwhile,
Thank you.
what about others?
Yeah.
I hope it is working
I
now.
missed some.
Anubhav.
Sorry?
Yes, now you are connected to audio. It is coming.
Yeah. I missed some interesting one.
It's okay, no problem. Maybe I will repeat at the end of the session, or maybe you can watch out for the recordings and follow. So eventually you will not miss anything. Cheer up. Okay, everybody tried these aggregate functions? Very fine. So you got the idea of these aggregations. Now,
Hello. Hi, sir.
Yes, Rehan.
Sir, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
In an average salary, say if I select average salary and if I run it,
Mm-hmm.
1 minute. I'm getting 35,125.0000. Like if I want to restrict the number of zeros, like only for two digits, how can we do it, sir?
Okay. Okay. Getting back to it. You will want to do many things. I will, I will try to avoid spoon feeding everything to you. I will leave that to you to figure it out. Okay, but I will
Okay.
give you the source where to go to look for. Okay.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Okay. So let's. Okay, stay with me. So many things we have seen. We have seen how to incorporate conditions, how to bring in aggregate functions. Let's see some tricks within these conditions. For example, for example, here comes the question. Here comes the question number 14. What does it say? What does it say and what's the practicality of this? Filter. Filter, I don't know. The context should be right here. You can use many things in SQL. Guys, I can see many of you are very handy with SQL, and I can see many of you have some tricks under your belt. But but for the sake of everybody, I will have to go on a slower pace. I have already had the taste of the trouble you people faced when I was zooming fast. There were many people who struggled, right? They were here. So for sake of everybody, I will need to go in a sequence. I cannot jump back and forth. So I don't want to do that again. Again, you will be in testing waters, but that's also soon enough you will be at a decent level of coding in SQL. Once that happens, we will move on to our module, and then we will kick off in analysis. Okay, so trust me, stay with me, and we will we will reach there where you intend. Name Jagdish. Well, since it is open to interpretation, so I would again it is ambiguous thing. So I would prefer to call it first name. Think about it. What is the practicality of this? Who will want me to fetch such kind of data? Why am I? You getting the gist? Why a CEO will want to see this kind of data that I want to see my employees whose names begin with A? Unless and until my boss is someone like whom? Can somebody tell me what's the name of that girl? Yeah, who creates that daily soap? She always keeps the name of her daily soaps with K. What's her name? Skipped. Yeah, yes, that one. So unless my boss is Ekta Kapoor, I don't think anybody will ask me these kind of questions. So this is where another utility, which is like, that kicks in. Who all have got it? Jyoti, Harika, fantastic. Ashu, done with that, very fine. Yes, just like asterisk. Asterisk is something special which denotes all. There is percentage sign which denotes anything. So what was my intention? Select asterisk. So let's not call it asterisk because let's call it f name and l name. Just saying from employee where f name. Now I cannot use equal to sign. It's because equal to I am calling that name should be a. There is no such name, which is a exactly. So there is like keyword which gives me liberty to inculcate this percentage sign. I am saying like now code begins. I am saying it should start with a and after a it is percentage sign, which means what does it mean? It means anything. Got the idea? I am saying a and after a it can be anything and quote is closed. So name should be like something like this. So starting with a and after a it can be anything. Let's see what appears. Okay, I have chosen the condition on F name. So there are two employees, Ahmad Jabbar and Alicia Zelaya, whose name begins with first name begins with A. Anubhav percentage sign. You know, I'm very crudely I'm trying to mention mention it this thing. Asterisk means all. Asterisk means everything. Percentage sign means anything after that. Now stay with me. Stay with me. What Abhimanyu has done, what's wrong with that? उसने क्या बोला है? ये percentage sign, this percentage sign is before A. What does it mean? There is a code above. What if I do this? Okay, spare Abhimanyu for that. Let me make that mistake. I have written percentage A. What does it mean? You got the gist, everybody? Now I am mentioning it anything before A, right? So yes, there can be anything. In the last, it should be A. And let's see what happens if I do that. I get a name, Alicia Zelaya. Now, think about it. If you are not careful enough, now these are the things which are tricky with SQL, and you will not believe how many people I have rejected by my own hand due to these kind of mistakes. When you run a query, you ran this query. Your question wanted the name which begins with A. I have written a query for names which end with A. If I see closely, it is seemingly that query is running perfectly fine and it is giving the desired result. Yes or no? If I am not careful enough, this Alicia girl, this is going to trick me into that. I may think, okay, my query is fetching the names which begin with A. No, my query is actually fetching the names which end with A. Blunder it is. Fair, Abhimanyu. Technical round over for you. Sorry and thank you. Enjoy your coffee. I'm telling you what will happen in the technical round if this happens. Yes, of course you are learning. So sweat here so that you will not bleed there. Okay, so got the idea of this percentage wildcard, percentage sign? A question for you people. It's okay. Let's see how you do it. You see, this was just a query to give you a taste. It was not a practical thing. Nobody is going to ask me this question, kind of thing. Name should start with A, it should end with J. So nobody asks such questions. But here comes the practical question. Somebody may ask me that. Definitely, it is a very practical question here in the chat box, number 15. Yes or no? Maybe somebody wants to know. Maybe I want to come up with a travel policy or some compensation policy, and I need to answer that. It is a company which is based in Texas, but within Texas, where my employees are living, I want to see employees living in a particular city. How do you write a query for that? Could you guys form a query for this? You got the idea, right? What is being asked here? Not getting it. You have employee table where you have employee addresses. Now address is something like this. I need to test condition on city only. Getting the idea? Abhimanyu finally nailed it. Harika is right behind. Very fine. Now you are getting the utility of this percentage sign. How do you do? The question asked me to display the SSN. Okay, very fine. Select SSN. Which table contains these details? It is employee table. So from employee, and where address like everybody got this now, right? I am saying it in the beginning it can be anything, and after Houston it can be anything. In address there should be Houston somewhere. Okay, that's what it means. you can remember these meaning of these things by the crude uh, hints I'm telling you. When you see this percentage sign, so say it in your mind. It means anything. Anything. So what does this query mean? Anything before Houston. So there is anything here, then there is Houston, and after Houston, then there is again anything. So in the address, there should be Houston somewhere in between. Before Houston doesn't matter. After Houston doesn't matter. And I have some employees. So far, all good. How is it going? How are you finding it? Why I have written address? Address is the name of the column, Nikhil. You see that in table. How I was mentioning conditions, I was mentioning conditions on salary, salary greater than this, less than this, gender, less than this, that than this. So it represents gender, but in my data it is written as sex. So I have to write sex in my query. Same way I have written address. Anu, what is the problem? Could you tell me first? What is it? If there is a problem, we'll talk about it. Well, so you see, we started off with simply selecting some columns from a data table. Then we gradually moved on to applying conditions. So then the conditions can be straightforward. And then we saw that conditions can be, we can elegantly mention our conditions with certain keywords like in and not in and between this and that. Anubhav, it doesn't matter what is the number of error. Read the error description. What is written in the description? What is the in the description of this error? Meanwhile, others can give it a try. Here is query number 16. Think of it. First, think of it. Is it possible? Is such a data possible? And if possible, what could be the reason? And if there is a reason, then what should be the query? Anubhav, I somehow I believe that it is a very nitty-gritty mistake. Okay, make you are presenter now. Share the screen. It is a very tiny mistake somewhere. Your condition, your A and percentage sign, they are not in quotes. That is a mistake. You mention your alphabets in quotes. You see here, both sides there is the inverted comma sign. We have to mention our strings like that. Think about it. Is it possible for for an employee not to have supervisor, not to have boss? An employee who doesn't have a boss, lucky one. Who's the one? How it is possible that somebody doesn't have a supervisor? Just imagine the MD of the company, you guys, will be his manager or her manager. The MD of the company, the owner, the stakeholder of the business. So yes, it is not impossible. It is, it is a trick question. They want to know who is the owner of the company. In our database, there is one who is James. So seemingly, James is the person who is running the show. Yes, Anubhav. Now it is okay. That is double quotes. These quotes on both sides. So that is the let's write a query for this. How many of you are doing it this way? I've taken it from one of you. Select a string from employee where super SSN is equal to null. Okay, let's check this out. Supervisor, there is no column supervisor, Sanyogita. If I run this query, it is not giving me any result. You see, if I see the table, there should be a person's detail. It is James, and whose details I wanted to see. And if I see table, there is one such. There is James, who does not have supervisor. So his details should have appeared. However, it is not happening. One thing, the problem number one is null is a special keyword which represents missing data. Remember, we talked about missing records. So null and NA, these are the special keywords. NA in R, null in SQL. So we don't mention special keywords. What do we mention in quotes? Which is a string. However, where, select, from, these are keywords. So they have a meaning for SQL. Same goes for null. If I type null, you see that it turns blue. Even it is coming in, you see, keyword it is, and it is comes as auto suggestion. So super SSN double equal to null. However, you got this idea, right? Null is a special keyword. It represents something special. So you should not give it in these double quotes. That's one. Second, however, it is no results still. What is happening around? What is going wrong now? My code is readable. Yes. What's still wrong? Equal to is wrong. Correct, Abhimanyu. What is wrong about equal to? Get the meaning, understand the meaning. In where I want to test condition. If I say that my condition is super SSN should be equal to something, say something. Something. So it will test this condition whether super SSN is equal to this and it will run the code. However, when it is null, the problem is that null signifies missing value. You cannot compare something with missing value. This is missing, it is not there. How do you compare it? Got the idea? Remember that 7th class, 8th class, LHS is equal to RHS. LHS is super SSN. RHS is not available. How do you expect SQL to compare them? So equal to sign doesn't work with null. So the keyword there is. Now you are asking whether super SSN is null, whether super SSN is a missing value. Now it is okay. It can check whether it is a missing value or not. And as it happens, Mr. James E. Bogg, who doesn't have a supervisor. Now we have his records. Fair? Try this one out and get the question right. Read the question carefully. Because now we are getting into. Here it goes. Question number 17. How you are going to do that? Think about the question first. This is a different question than the previous one. That is something to notice. Mhm. Somebody wants to count SSN. Some of you want to count fname. Yes, I was coming up with that question. What seems better? What do you think is better? Few people have given me this. You want to count first name from employee table where super SSN is null. So let's let's see what will happen. What will happen in reverse order? It will apply this condition on employee table. Yes, it will give me this row, James E. Borg, and this row will appear from employee. If I select asterisk, this row should have appeared. Now I am not selecting asterisk. I am saying count fname. So it will count how many first names are here in this data, which is filtered according to my condition. So how many first names are there? There is only one, which is James, and it will give you result fname. What if I type SSN? What will happen? The data was this, and I want to count SSN. How many SSN are there? There is one SSN. So how does it make a difference? How does it make a difference? Whether you count name or whether you count SSN, this would have made difference, if it was if there are two James in this company and both don't have supervisor. Would it make any difference? Think about it. It is seemingly so. So it is always advised not to use anything but the unique key here, especially in case of count. Fair? Makes sense? If you are using count of something, so it is always advised to use the primary key or unique key, whatever you want to call it, to count something. Yes, Manohar, it may be distinct or may not be distinct, but for primary key, you are very much sure that it will be distinct for each employee. You can't say confidently about first name or last name or anything else. Okay? Hope this is going just fine. Okay, let's aggregations, this and that you have seen okay number thing. Okay, a monarch will see that. In this case, it is as good as that. If there are two James, it doesn't matter. It will count just James. See, in this case, it won't matter whether I count SSN, whether I count star, or whether I count, you say, I can count number of rows also. It doesn't matter. It will make a difference when there are, some record can repeat itself. If just imagine if this James is appearing time and again in the data. So every time it will not have SSN, and there will be 4 rows for James only. So if I use count of rows, it will give me 4. If I want to count distinct of rows, it will give me 1. Actually, I need to see 1. We will see that just in a while. We will see that. We'll come on to that tomorrow. Okay, for now, let's go ahead with here in the chat box. The next question. We have seen many kinds of things. Now let's make our data presentable. Can we do that? Here it comes. We can filter our data, we can fetch data, we can apply conditions, but it is always good to have some order in our data so that it looks presentable. Yes or no? Remember that we used to play around sorting the data in Excel. Okay. So this gives me opportunity to introduce order by clause. Again, very plain English. What do they ask me? Display the SSN of employees. So okay, I have just copy pasted from your. So you have used asterisk. Okay, nothing wrong with that. Okay. Let's focus on the clause. The clause is order by. I don't have any condition. I don't have any condition so far. I just want ascend my arrange my employees according to their salary, specifically in ascending order. So we say select asterisk from employee. Condition is not there, so where clause is also not there. We are saying order order these records. Select asterisk from employee. Now order these records by salary. And as it happens, it is in order of salary. Minimum first and then gradually increasing up to the last. What is happening in case of salary is equal? Can you see that? You can see that on my screen. You can see that on your screen. There are 3 people who are having salary 25,000. Is it alphabetical, Abhimanyu? Given the order, the first one is Joyce, second one is Ahmed. You are getting my question? My question is, I wanted to order this data by salary. Okay, let's order. How it is deciding when salaries are equal? There are 3 people having equal salary. Who should be the first? Yes. Now you're getting it? It is according to your primary key. If nothing mentioned, it will be sorted in order of SSN. If you see your raw data, you will find that out. Okay, if you want to order them by some order and then there is a common ground, so that tiebreaker will be who? The primary key. Okay, no, it is not gender. You see that? Female, then in between somewhere is male, and then there is again female. In which universe? This is ordered by gender. Why don't you pay attention, guys? How come females are first? There are three people having 25 salary each. First is female, second is male, third is female. How do you think it is ordered? So, yes, Jagdish. Politically, ethically, and morally, and what do we call it? Chivalrously, and as many adjectives as you want. Yes, it should be ordered by females first, ladies first, as we say it. But no, not for SQL. SQL is not that gentleman.
So,
Yes, Sanyogita. Yes, please.
so where ascending is mentioned, like in descending order, if we want the same query will come, how we will differentiate it is in ascending or descending?
Coming on to it.
Okay.
Okay, fair question. Fair question. What is her question? Her question is essentially this, here in the chat box. The question asked me ascending order. I put order by salary, and the result appeared in ascending order. So by default, it is coming ascending order. What if I want descending order? And when it comes to things like salary, sales, I would like to see in descending order only. Yes or no? When it comes to price, I would like to see in ascending order. But when it is about salary, remember Bharat Matrimony? We were trying to search a girl for you, bachelors. There, yes. Yesterday we tried. What would I want? I would want to see the descending order of salary. So that's that's defined by a keyword DESC. So what it is telling by default, if I mention nothing, it is ordered in ascending order. If I want in descending order, I add a certain keyword. I am saying order by salary in descending order. Desk. So now it is doing what you wanted to see. Descending order of salary. Okay. Can there be multiple orders? Now, can there be multiple orders? This is one order of salary. Here in the chat box, give it a try. Give it a try yourself. Think of the logic and give it a try yourself. If it is not mentioned, whether ascending or descending, it is your choice which one you want to choose, which one seems intuitive to you. Right? When there is ambiguous, you can make your own choice. When condition is not properly defined. So here comes question 20. Manohar, that is the choice you have to make. Your question is ambiguous. It has not stated clearly. So now it is your choice. What you want to do and what do you think will be more intuitive, more practical, or more pleasing to eyes. Whatever query you have written, run it and see whether it is doing the job. Think about it. Think about it, whether it is doing the job. Is it even happening, what you have written? Is it even doing what was intended? See the result. Ashutosh, Acha, that was previous query. Okay. Abhimanyu, you have used and clause. Same goes for Sanyogita. And my query, you are just making wild guesses. Monarch, okay. What you have written, mostly in place. It is just about the keyword and. Finally, Rehan got this. Manohar got this. Yes, you are getting it, right? When you run your query, you will find that out. What your query, what was asked of you is sort your table based on P number and Rs. So, okay, one thing is sure, which is given in my query, that first preference should be to project number and then to Rs. So I have written that in same order. I want to order by select asterisk because I have to sort the entire table. So select asterisk from works on. Okay, so entire data of works on is here. Now I'm saying order by P number first and comma, then hours after that. When I execute this, you see what happens, how it is coming. So first preference is for project number. So project number will be sorted. 1 and 1. Now who will be the tiebreaker? There are two ones. Who will be the tiebreaker? I have given second preference to hours. I have not mentioned descending, so everything is taken as ascending order. Got this? So first preference to projects. When project is tied, then second preference to hours. Okay.
I just want to ask one thing.
Mm-hmm.
In the same thing what we have done in the this 28th one.
Uh-huh.
So we are able to see the P number and hours also as it is applied in the P number and hours.
Correct.
But why it is showing ESSN? Because we don't want ESSN. We want only P number and hours.
No, actually, get the query right. Again, getting back to query, understand this. What is my query thing? Sort the works on table. Sort the table.
Okay.
Where is works on table? The works on table is inclusive of ESSN. So you don't have to sort by this ESSN, but it is in the table, no?
Okay.
So I want to sort this table.
Yeah.
I don't want to sort it according to ESSN. I want to sort it by P number and R number, but ESSN will be there, no?
Okay. So I think we have selected this option called artist asterisk. That's why it's coming the entire.
Yes, that since there is asterisk, there is everything coming from this works on table. If you want only P number and hours, you should have mentioned that here, like P number and hours. So now,
Okay.
the will be gone. you will be only having
Okay.
P number and hours. However, your query, what your query meant was you should sort the table. So you should select asterisk.
Entire table.
Right.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Got this right?
Yeah.
Okay. Seems good. One last question for the day. You have seen many a thing. Here in the chat box. Question 21. Think of it. What does it say? And okay, I would love to see some queries solving this out. Now start getting the chronology right. Select means what are the columns your query is asking. So put the name of the columns from which table you have to select to fetch this data. And then there is maybe condition or there is sorting, whatever is asked. If there is any. Select and from, these are mandatory clause. Sanyogita, I would say a sincere try, but is it working? This is Sanyogita's method. Then there is Jyoti has a method, okay. Jyoti has a method, Sanyogita has a method. What about others? Anubhav says let's kill it. Just a moment, guys. Okay, give it a try. Okay. Okay. Enough tried. Let's see what's happening there. Sayogita, you want to select asterisk from employee. Employee. Now, employee does not have the details which you wanted to fetch. Think about it, where you are getting these details. Guys, start thinking it like that. Start constructing, query. Yeah, you have seen more than enough now. So by now, it should be in place. What your question is saying, what your question asks, it wants to see the department name and the year. So, okay, one is D name and another year. Let's worry about it in a mobile in which the manager was appointed. Where this data is? Do you think it is in employee? Check this out. Check this out. Actually, it is department's table. It contains this data that what is the department's name, what is the department number we have assigned to this department, who is the manager of this department, who is heading this department. Yes or no? Every department is spearheaded by somebody. Or yes or no? Those who have worked, they know that there is usually a sharp and a experienced and a mature and well, inevitably a bit of old person who is sitting on the top of a department. Manager has a start date. When did this manager started working for this department? So there is this date also. When is the charge taken by this manager? However, your query asks your manager was appointed in which year. You need to not mention manager date. You need to mention the year. What happened? Something flunked. First things first. Acha, manager date you have just written. Okay, so it has to be MGR actually. It will give you the complete date. I don't want date. If you pay attention to when you are defining department, yes, you mentioned the data type of this date as date. Yes or no? You can check the code above. When you were defining the, when we were trying DDL. Everybody can give it a try. When you tell that this is a date, when this is date, there are certain functions available to this date. One of them is, Anjay, you got now. Okay. One of the functions is year, which can extract the year from a date. So that's what was asked from us. So it can be year, it can be month, it can be day, it can be day name. So there are many functions. Who found it first? Who found it first? There are many of you who found it first. Jagdish found it, Harika found it. Anybody else who found it before them? I missed the chat meanwhile. It was fun going on. Jyoti also figured it out. Chalo. Whatever the order, but yes, a few of you found this out. Those who are wondering where to find this out. Yes, exactly, Abhimanyu. I can get this, even before you asked, I can get that. I was saying you were typing. You guys are predictable. You guys are predictable. Or maybe I have had too many students. However, a very valid question. A very valid question. Where to find this? So this is the time to introduce you to Some of you already know of that. I gave you this link, no? Yes. So, and I told you that also, that it can work as, you know, mini Google kind of thing. Yes, you see, Jagdish is approving of this. You just have to put your query right here. You want to calculate average, you can put that, and it will tell you what is the function and how, what it could be the syntax. You want to, just now, the problem we just faced. I want to extract year from a date column. Let's see what it has to offer. And you see that it has come up with, there is a, it is trying to help you out. There is a year function, there is date time, data type. You can check this guide also. Then, you know, according to its search engine, it is mentioning many things. However, the top one is the one which serves you. So it is telling you there is a year function which works in a certain syntax. Let's find this out. If you click on this and maybe explore a little while, explore for a while, and you will get your answer. You see, it is giving you syntax, it is giving you example, how to use it. Fair, Abhimanyu, and others, those who are shying away, those who are not even mentioning. So this is how you explore. Practically, there are, you know, hundreds and thousands of functions. So practically, you cannot remember them all. You will have to take this kind of help. As and when required, you know what is the logic, what do you want to do. You just don't know how to do it. So you can explore it here. You can you know, if I'm saying 99% of time, I'm being modest. It is less. More than that number of times, you will get your answers here. Okay, guys. So that's pretty much about the DQL part of DML.
Sir, I have a query.
Yes, Jagadish.
Sir, actually, we are doing the operations using MySQL.
Mm-hmm.
In future, sir, as per industrial,
Mm-hmm.
these operations, we won't get the 1 or 2 or 3 or columns. We can get the large data which is having 1,000 rows and 1,000 columns.
Of course.
Yes. From that, how can we extract column names and the table we can extract, but it is a few tables means we can extract, but it is having a lot of tables means how can we extract from the data from those things?
We will see that, Jagdish, because you know, for now, the database which we are using, it is not actually a database. It is just a dummy data which we have created. 10 rows, 20 rows, and you know, 4 or 5 columns. Just that, just to get the idea.
Yes, sir.
Once you get the
Yes,
idea,
sir.
you are going to conduct an exercise on the dummy data, on that example data set. The sample data is there. Yes. In
Yes, sir.
MySQL, there is sample data, and they are, by the way, to say they are sample, but otherwise they are, you know, huge data sets. So we will see how to work around with them. We'll come to that.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, very fine. Very welcome. So, okay, guys, I think it's time, and I think I have made up for the lost time also, which we lost initially in 5-10 minutes. So let's keep it till here today. Now you will be having your weekend time. So for that, I am going to mail you an exercise, okay, on that dummy data set. Not dummy data set. You see these data set, there are other data sets also. Other than this company database, which we have created, there are data sets like Sakila, we have seen that. There is world database, and there is SYS something. So we will be doing some questions on this world database. Okay. Some of them you will be able to do it. Some of them you will not be able to do it. Maybe you can try to explore a little bit. If you are able to do it, well and good. If you can't do it at all, we will discuss that in the next class. So, but at least it will give you, you can utilize your weekend time to, learn something and practice a little bit. So this is the way it is going to be. Other than this, I am not going to disturb you. Happy weekend. Enjoy a lot, rest well, and return strong. Okay, guys. So signing off for today. All are very welcome. Bye bye and take care. Okay, guys. Bye all.